Hello, this is David, and welcome to Equity Story. Um, Again, yeah, if you have a look at the ASX 200, again, she's sort of broken support now. What we need the price action to do is by sort of Friday evening hold above 4,800, and that's really important for us. So I think if we don't hold above that levels and we're somewhere where we are now, again, I think it's going to be pretty ugly for the following week. So all's not lost yet. We just need to see what's going to happen over the next few days. Uh, Having a look at the Dow, which is actually trading a lot better than our market. I mean, the Dow is, the Dow jumped back up over that 16,000 level. At least it's sort of holding some version of support. And possibly the reason our market is so nervous is if the Dow breaks these sort of levels on a weekly. There isn't much. It's got very little sort of resistance down to that 14 and 13 and 12,000 level. I think that's the sort of big danger. I think obviously what Yellen says tonight will affect at least in the short term where our markets are going. So I think it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen tonight in the States. Having a look at obviously our market, as you know, SMN, we took profits yesterday, and I know a few people are saying, Dave, why did we take profits on it? It's a great company, which it is, and I think obviously this year it's going to be going a lot higher. We just did simply because obviously the panic in the market at the moment. We made 90% in 2.5 months and 40% in a month and a half. It's sort of money, in this sort of climate when a lot of sort of fund managers are losing people's shirts. You take profits. So which is what we did. I would like to buy, to be honest with you, I would like to buy the stock back again. If it comes back to sort of 132 level, we can buy it and a nice upswing on the MACD. I'll certainly be jumping back into it. Another stock again that looks absolutely stunning on the charts is ALU. Again, great story. It hit record highs last week. It's coming back, and yeah, we've got it on the watch list, and I think we'll be jumping in to trend this stock. I mean, at the moment, I'll be looking to really buy off these long-term trends and trying to avoid the shorter-term trends just because I think the market's just too volatile for it at the moment. I think I know a lot of the members have a lot of interest in the banks, and I think one bank that I'm sort of an equity story. We don't pick bottoms, so I think you all know that by now. We like to buy things going up, but I think a stock that if you were going to have a go picking a bottom, and certainly I think if it broke much below this, maybe what's it on now? Sort of, it's it close around sort of 59. I think if it went much below 58, you'd get out of it. But a stock that maybe you could try and pick a bottom is Macquarie Bank. I think it's quite funny. I was watching a lot of brokers reports on Macquarie Bank, and they were talking about it being a buy. I think one fund manager after another was going, it's a great story, buy, and then bang, out it comes, and it's sort of holding that 200 moving average. It's got a lot of noise around here where it was sort of trading in April, June last year, and I was actually sort of reading in the Financial Review. So I'll show you the article. Apparently there are people sort of running the ruler over Macquarie at these sort of levels, so most probably is potentially a good buy. I don't know if any of you want to try picking a bottom. It isn't how we trade, so I wouldn't recommend it, but certainly it's potentially being a little bit oversold where it is. Looking at actually, I'd like to just have a look at all the banks because I'm getting call after call on the banks, and because it is a major part of everyone's portfolio, and I think you're looking at a stock like the NAB. The NAB's got support about 22, so I think if I had the NAB now, equity story would have been out. The trend was over about 34. But for those people who just joined us, if they are in the banks, I think you're most probably going to have to hold NAB. Has got support at 22. I think if it broke that sort of 22 level, possibly 20 is your next support, and then 16. I think the stock that sort of worries me a little bit more and we're talking about this is ANZ. It's simply because I mean stocks have a characteristics the way they move, and you can see ANZ in the when the GFC happened, it really did go low. It went down to about I think just about $12. So it's still quite a huge fall actually from where it potentially is now. I mean there is support at 20, but I think if it broke 20, it could go a lot lower. So I think ANZ is certainly one bank I'd be a little bit nervous holding, especially if it broke that sort of $20 level. Where I think we've spoken about this before. CBA again, it's pretty average looking sort of chart, but it's pretty nicely sort of, well, at least it's holding that 200, and I think if it broke below 70, you'd jump out of this as fast as you could. But I think it might just it's one of the more popular out of the four. I think it might just range trade in this area. Hopefully it does anyway for a lot of the members. And of course Westpac, where again it's broken that support level. You can argue there's a little bit of noise here, maybe a support, but I think if it breaks this sort of support here 28, then this got again it's a bit of a free fall down to this 22. So I think Westpac is seriously on some serious support here, and again I'd be very careful obviously in that stock, and I think if it broke under 28 I'd definitely be jumping out pretty quickly. I think it's just important to have a look at those four banks, because although we've never ever suggested buying an equity story, we've actually never liked the banks. I know a lot of you do have them in your in some of your funds, so I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a take of where they could go in the short term. Anyway, listen, I'd like to sort of thank you for listening to Equity Story. Hopefully these markets will bottom out within the next month or so, and we can get on and start riding some good, strong, aggressive trends up. I just sort of, most of your members know, I mean, when we start trending, we get 3 or 4, maybe 5 trends out every week, and you can start seeing these little things that we put here, nice little trends going in. Here's what, buying OML and making in a few weeks a nice 5-6%. So we just need the market trending, and we can get it back and start making some money. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and have a good night.